Ever woken up to find PC parts magically appear in your mom's closet? Yeah, me neither, since I spent 4 months saving up for this build. Joking aside, hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? I'm Mon and welcome to my channel, Mon Frame Virtual. So, just to lay out some lore, roughly 6 years ago, I built my first PC and it was rocking a Ryzen 5 2600 with a GTX 1660. For the longest time, I was happy with it. I was using it to finish my college degree and game at roughly 1080p 60Hz configuration at all times. Now that's all done and 3 years have passed since my first software engineering job. I am so looking forward for an upgrade. So without further ado, let's get right into building. Real quick, I just want to show you guys my current setup, if you even can call it one. But here I have my work laptop and then the keyboard that I actually just borrowed from my girlfriend, which is the Mountain Everest 60. And then I have here my Pulsar X2 Mini for the mouse, Shure MV7 Plus for the mic, which I'm actually currently using right now. So what I'm planning to upgrade here is of course my PC and then hopefully buy my own monitor and keyboard. And yeah, that's all that I'm planning to upgrade for now. Alright, so first things first, we gotta prep the motherboard. I've never seen a more beautiful board. It's more of a matte black. That's partially why actually that why I went for it. It's got a PCIe Gen 5 if you ever have one. I unfortunately only have the Samsung 990 Pro. But yeah, seems like I'm not really missing out that much performance when it comes to gaming. Anyway, let's get back to business. And then we got the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. I know there's 9950X 3D already, and it's a lot more powerful, but for gaming, this is very much bang for the buck if you're really looking forward to high-end gaming. Go ahead and install the RAM kit, the Trident Z5 Neo RGB, which is a 32 gigs, 6400 mega transfer, and CL30. I'm still yet to see if the motherboard, the CPU that I have can actually handle this 6400. If not, I can just put it down to 6000 CL20, 28 if ever. what we're going to do is to put the SSD inside, install it already. Now I'm not really sure how to do this. I know it's okay, it's a push and lift. So sometimes you just really have to like look for it. So just to see the progress right now, yeah, this is what it is with all the motherboard components installed, the CPU, the RAM, and then the SSD. And then we'll go ahead and put it in the case, which I have not actually showcased yet, but yeah, you guys are just gonna see it. Yeah, present to you guys the Fantex NV5. If I must say, it looks pretty cool. Honestly, it's not my first choice, but still looks pretty cool. At this point of the filming, I was not able to film myself installing the fan, but here we are right now, and I'll be continuing from there on. Alright, so now the motherboard, the fans are in the case. What we're gonna do next is to apply thermal paste and then the AIO. Damn, my hair looks like it needs some cable management, but very much preoccupied with cable managing this. And yeah, my energy is low now because I think I've only eaten once today. Kind of hungry, but I really want to finish this already and call it a day. This could be like a whole PC by itself. Alright. The monitor turns on. I haven't used that in a while. Three, two, one. Alright. My fans aren't working. I remember. Alright, I have supposedly fixed the issue. Now, we're gonna try it again. Three, two, one. Alright, there's power and there's lights already, and then. So at this point, the PC already booted, but I was more, for some reason, concerned with the lights not turning on. So yeah, I mean, it's a success, but I had to debug it still. Yep. Yep. Hey, Future Mon here. So it's actually been 2 weeks since I completed the PC build. So if you guys want to see, it's right here. I will be including some kind of B-roll at the very end of the video, so stick around if you want to see that. Just to share some final thoughts and updates, if you will, starting off with the overclocking of the CPU and the RAM. As for the CPU, I managed to overclock it, and since I'm new to overclocking and didn't want to damage anything just in case, I basically stuck with overclocking it dynamically. I set the curve optimizer on all cores to -30, and we didn't lose any power by doing so. But since this is essentially an undervolting and overclocking process, I decided to add plus 200 MHz on the max CPU boost clock, and then set the scalar to 1x. And then the temp limits is set to 85 degrees Celsius, so the system does everything to maintain within an acceptable temp. Now for the RAM, I managed to set it to 6400 megatransfers, of course enabling the Expo, and then the FCLK to 2067 megahertz, and then the UCLK, MCLK set to 1 to 1. To make sure the configuration that we set the CPU and the RAM to is running stable, I used memtest86 for the RAM to test the stability and OCCT test for the CPU. Both of each needed around 3 to 4 hours to complete. Before we did all that, I actually went ahead and installed Windows and any drivers the system requires for it to run without any issue. And with that, the system is officially up. Now I wanted to do some GPU overclocking, but more on that later since I found out that I wasn't happy with the idle temps the Ryzen 7 9800X3D is actually giving me. Now I know it's due to the fact that we overclocked it, but it was still sitting at 45 to 50 degrees Celsius on idle. And upon checking the internet, it seemed just fine. It's not mind bogglingly cool or anything spectacular, but it was just fine. But it still was bothering me since I'm thinking that maybe at that point it's due to the fact that I had to repaste the CPU and the AIO along with the process of building it, and then the thermal paste I applied wasn't enough. So I went ahead and ordered some more online. It was still the Arctic MX6. Before that arrived, I dealt with the GPU overclocking first, and I stumbled upon some weird issues in the MSI afterburner. I'm only seeing my APU, and after hours of thinking what might have gone wrong, why my GPU is not being shown in the MSI Afterburner, I figured that I wasn't installing the beta version, the latest version. So I was installing only the final version that was in the website. But after installing the latest version, I managed to see my GPU at last. So yeah, for the GPU overclocking, I managed to set it to plus 300 megahertz on cores and then plus 1500 megahertz on the memory clock speed. I found that setting it up at plus 2000 megahertz on memory clock speed, it was giving me some instability issues, and my game kept randomly closing on me when playing, specifically the finals. And then I put it back to plus 1500 megahertz, and well, what do you know? It actually worked, and I'm just happy about it. Actually, I don't have any complaints in that regards. And then it was time to reapply the thermal paste since it was really bothering me and I wanted to have some peace of mind regarding that. So yeah, I did reapply the thermal paste on my CPU, and upon doing so, I saw a whopping 5 degrees less. And at that point, I'm just happy with it. I'm happy with the result. At least we've seen lesser temperature on idle, and then I had no choice but to accept it if I really wanted to keep the configurations that we set earlier. And yeah, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you stuck with me until this point in the video, you're really greatly appreciated, and that means a lot to me. So I know I'm still learning to produce more quality content. So I hope you guys will be patient on that regards. Hit the like and subscribe and comment down below your opinions or what you want to see next in this tech and lifestyle channel. Again, I'm Mon, and thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on the next one. Goodbye.